Hey everybody, this is the Revolve button, and this is what it does. In short, the Revolve tool takes a two-dimensional sketch and rotates it around an axis to make a round shape. When you first pull up the Revolve tool, there's only a couple different options that you can choose from, and today I'm going to go through every single option that the Revolve menu gives you. So first of all, you need to select a profile. In this case, a profile is just a fully enclosed sketch. You can tell if your sketch is fully enclosed because Fusion will shade it this light blue color, and when you hover over it, it'll turn dark blue. To select your profile, you can just click, and you can also select multiple profiles if your sketch happens to have them. Then you need to select your axis that you are going to rotate your sketch around to make your spun profile. Now this axis can either be a line within your sketch, like this example here, or it can be a piece of construction geometry, like this x-axis here from the work coordinate system, or you can even choose an axis from an existing piece of geometry, like a cylinder. Now your axis does not need to be touching your profile. In this example, you can see we have our axis down here, and since it's not touching our circle, we get a really big donut. Our next menu option is this little checkbox here that is labeled Project Axis. And this can be a little bit confusing at first until you see it in action. So if we look at this little donut I made here and we look at it from the side, you can see that the center axis is right in line with this plane that's defining our little circle there. So the circle and the line, the center axes are all lined up. So if I were to do a new revolve and I uncheck the Project Axes button, and I'm going to select this little line right out there as our axes, you can see that it made a much bigger donut, and also the cross section of that donut isn't quite round. But if I go back and I'm going to delete this first revolve here, and if I do the exact same thing again with the Project Axes button checked, you'll see that I have my same original donut. If you have the Project Axes checkbox checked, it will move your axes line to be lined up with your profile sketch, as if they were drawn in the same sketch or on the same plane, like my original example here. Now this Revolve feature can do more than just adding more material to your model. It can also remove material. So let's say we wanted to put a little groove in our donut here. We can select that profile I just made and then the same center axis. And down here, it'll pop up some more menu options, and we can select cut instead of join. And if we select cut, it'll cut a little groove into our donut. If we wanted to add material to the donut instead of removing the material, we can hit join, and you can see it'll add it kind of looks like an O-ring around the outside of our donut. We can also choose the option to do a intersect. Now, an intersect will remove all the material everywhere except where your new profile overlaps with existing profile. In this case, on the outside, there's a large radius from our initial donut, and on the inside, there's a tighter radius from where we did that little cutout. And then, of course, you can select new body, and that'll create you an entirely new solid that shows up separately on the tree over here that you can show or hide, or even use the move key to move around independently from your initial model. Now, as soon as you've selected a profile and an axis, Fusion pops up some extra options for you. This first box labeled Extent Type will let you choose how far you want the rotation to go. So for example, if you go to full, that's basically everything we've done up until now, it'll go a full 360 degrees. But if you choose partial, it'll let you type in an angle. So let's say we only want to go halfway around the circle. I can type in 180 degrees there. And now you can see that our little bump on the side of our donut only goes 180 degrees. If we change that to two-sided, you can choose a start and a stop angle. So let's see, we can do 90 degrees and 45 degrees. And if you look at the top here, you can see that to the left, it extended that 90 degrees, and to the right, it extended that little feature 45 degrees. You can also make it symmetric, so that it goes the same in either way. So we can do 45 degrees on each side, giving us a total of 90 degrees. Now, one thing to notice here is that in this orientation, a positive number will always give me material on the left. If I want to go to the right, you need a negative number on your angle. And of course, you can always just drag it to whatever direction you want to go, look at the sign, and then do some fine adjustments there by typing in your precise number. So let's say you wanted to make a groove between these two little cuts here on this donut. So I've started by drawing a new profile sketch that's on one of the faces. And then when I go to my Revolve, I can select that sketch and my axes. The preview will pop up with it being a cut all the way around, but we want to limit how far it's going to go. Now there's a trick to this, because this 2-option button is honestly pretty broken in Fusion. It does not work how you would want it to work. But what you're going to do is you're going to click on it, and then you're going to drag your preview to where it looks about right. You're close, but not necessarily right there. And then just click on your surface. That'll make the Revolve go the right distance to where it's matching that surface you just clicked on. Now notice over here, it changed my extent type back from to object to partial. I don't know why. It's dumb. It shouldn't work this way. But if you hadn't dragged it out first and you just clicked on your surface, it would go the wrong direction around the circle. So that's why you want to drag it in the right direction. You may have to go all the way around and then back. And then you can select your surface. You actually don't even need to click to object. You can just do this from partial. Fusion shouldn't work this way, but that's how they have it coded right now. And don't even try to do this as a 2-sided extrusion. It just doesn't work. And that is everything you need to know about the extrude button. I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm running a CNC machine right there behind me, but this is the only place I can record these videos. I do make my own physical products. You can check those out at designtheeverything.com. I also have my main YouTube channel where I talk about the business of making your own products. You can find the link for that down in the description. And I think if you watch this video right here, I think you'll find it helpful.